Hello! Well, I'm Ashra. Today I'm joined by an individual people from my channel might not necessarily know. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Shagrot. You can find me all over the internet, but my favorite thing I do is Warhammer.
Hey. Uh, and I'm Ashra. You can find my channel down below as well. I talk about generalist Warhammer stuff, but particularly I talk about like Imperial agents and some other less popular factions, including the one we're going to talk about today, but I haven't done many videos in them myself. So you are here because you would like to talk about Emperor's Children today, yeah?
Yes. You told me I had to pick one army to talk about, and it is definitely Emperor's Children. That's my go-to.
I mean, we can touch on the other ones you'd like to talk about as well at the end, but yeah, just for the sake of the video titles, I'd like to focus on one. So you want to talk about Emperor's Children. So how long, well, I guess most people haven't been playing Emperor's Children for longer than 10th. So when did you pick them up first?
Oh, no, I go back.
Oh, you go back. Okay.
So, I feel like a lot of people got into Warhammer recently. I keep forgetting that. Because, like, everyone I know started with Assault on Black Ridge. I think that was 6th edition. I'm not too sure. It was like 2012, I reckon.
Yeah, I think I had that set when I was in like my teens.
I must have been like 10, 12 years old.
Mm.
Still, in my opinion, the greatest set they've ever done.
It was a good set.
That was £60, by the way. £60.
That was £60? God, I thought it was so much more.
I think that £60 accounted for inflation or something ridiculous like that.
Oh god.
But yeah, my dad took me into a Games Workshop store, and the manager, but we were warned before we went to this Games Workshop that the manager is like a bitch. And and even as a kid, I was like, no, that's not, come on, that's unfair. You don't say that about it. No, she was awful. She was so notoriously bad. And we go in there, and I mean, she was there for a reason. She was a great saleswoman. And they bring out the box, they do the whole spiel, teach you how to play, and I was wrapped instantly. You know what? Everyone's been 12 and into Warhammer at one point. The talons got into me. And back then, they'd bring out this big leaflet that had like 50 Space Marine chapters on it. And once you'd bought the box, they'd tell you, look at these chapters, pick one, and I'll tell you how to paint it. I'll give you the we'll sell you the paints. We'll teach you how to paint it. And I've always loved the color pink. Like, just everything I've had growing up was pink. Everything now is pink. So like I wanted the pink Space Marines. And I've told the story so many times on YouTube, but she looked at me, she's like, no, I can't, you can't do pink Space Marines because that's Chaos Space Marines. And like, first of all, why are they even on the sheet if they're going to tell me you can't do fucking pink Space Marines? But like I held that grudge forever. Like I walked away with my Ultramarines ready to be painted. I after that, I've never even said this, but after that I was like, well, we'll do salamanders then, because I liked that they had like the flame on the shoulder. I thought that looked cool. She said you can't do salamanders either because that's too hard to paint, and she basically said do Ultramarines.
They think the salamanders is too hard to paint.
That's why Ultramarines are like the de facto faction, because back in the day they'd like psyop everyone into being an Ultramarines player. But I held that grudge for a very long time. And I always wanted to do Emperor's Children. That's how I learned what the Emperor's Children were. And even though initially I just liked them because I'm like, oh, the pink Space Marines, that's the one I'll like. You quickly learn like Emperor's Children are just so much more interesting than the other legions. I love all the legions. I'm doing a legion-based video right now. All the legions are great. But like you do find very quickly, like most of the legions are like very like mono design. I love the World Eaters, but their violence there, and there's depth to violence, don't get me wrong, but like it's all about violence and carnage and rampage, but and you can break down most legions like that.
Yeah.
But the Emperor's Children, there's like the pageantry, there's like the excess, there's like the I know the sexualness is like not as frequent now, but like there's glut, there's just so much of the Emperor's Children. I was just so caught by it. I loved the Emperor's Children, but I didn't want to start Emperor's Children because as long as I've been in the hobby, I've been playing this at least like 10, 12 years. There's always been the rumor of like Emperor's Children are about to get their own full army launch. And like, I didn't want to start Emperor's Children like as a Chaos Space Marines army because I was so scared of like painting up models, like getting attached to my models and then being told you can't use those anymore. So like, when they announced like about a year ago now that Emperor's Children was finally coming in, like finally coming back to 40k. That's when I got like all on board. I wasn't even playing Warhammer. I'd probably been out the hobby for like a couple of years at that point. And that's what brought me back to the hobby. Um, that's what got me making videos again as well. So yeah, I've been Emperor's Children for a while, for a very long time, since the dawn of me getting into this hobby.
Oh, cool. I mean, honestly, I had a lot of interest come when they started releasing the models, but I guess we'll get onto that as well.
Yeah.
Interesting you talk about the World Eaters thing, because I think personally for that particular Legion, I think they're a lot more interesting in 30k because they're a lot more about like the honor and the other things that come with the violence.
Well, I don't want to. I'm not saying that like they're just like one thing, but like and there's depth to it. There's depth to. I'm like researching all of them now. There's loads of depth to it. The characters, and all the legions are great, but there's just so much dimension to Emperor's Children.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess how much have you played them out of interest, given you only started, I guess, playing in the last year?
So, like, a lot, a ridiculous amount actually. I don't know if my London GT video will be out at this point, but I needed to get a lot of practice in because like I spent all my time trying to like buy and paint the models, and the painting was off. I was putting off painting every single day. So I hadn't played many games. I was at this point where I hadn't played many games, and London GT was like 4 or 5 months away. I'm not a competitive person at all. I think competitive Warhammer is like kind of a silly idea, but I think tournaments are just like the best way to play Warhammer. The people, if you interact with Warhammer with people online, there's just it's so much nastiness. It's just, I don't know, the difference between going into a tournament and speaking to people. I've never had a bad. I mean, I've not been to too many tournaments, but like even in person, playing in person, it's just like you never have a bad experience with people in person. Online it's so messy. So I think people like I want to try and encourage people to go to tournaments more. I don't think tournaments are even necessarily that about being competitive. I just like making an army, taking it to a tournament. So I was getting ready for that, and I was like, I need to play some games. So I was like, I'm gonna play a game every single day for as long as I can stomach.
Every day, good lord.
Every single day, yeah. Well, like I'm self-employed. I work on my own time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So I was like, I'll set aside the time. It was the most depressing month of my life. I made it a month. It was a month in the end. It was the most depressing month of my entire life, dude. Oh god, this was peak Emperor's Children, dude. This was before. I'm pretty sure this was like 0 nerfs, dude. They were at their absolute prime. I lost 30 games and won a single game.
Oof. Okay. I wasn't sure if you were saying it was bad because like you just didn't enjoy the games, or if you lost that many.
In a 1 month, I lost 30 games of Warhammer. My single win was against a fairly new Eldar player, which I think is a good matchup for Emperor's Children. Everything else felt so miserable. But no, I played, and since then I've played loads of games. Not too much in person. I kind of live in a shithole. There are people that play Warhammer around here, but it's a bit crazy. Yeah, so like most of my I don't enjoy it. I think that's actually a part of the reason I've not enjoyed. I'll get to that. Like overall, I've not enjoyed my time with Emperor's Children in the hobby. But I do think that's because I've played so much TTS. I need to get out in person and play.
I think TTS has not like an issue necessarily. There's entire analysis you could do on TTS and its pros and cons, but there's a lot of I'm going to draw 15,000 lines on the table to figure out the optimal way for me to do this.
Like, TTS is a great tool. It's a fantastic tool. I don't think it should be your whole hobby.
No.
I mean, like it makes it affordable. There is that. It's just it's nowhere near as fun as like getting on the table and just having fun with like an opponent. I mean, and the people that play TTS are great. I use Tabletop Tactics. I go through their Discord. Everyone in there is so lovely. Not had a single negative. Even though I lost every game, everyone was gracious. Everyone was nice. And to my credit, everyone was also like tournament players practicing. So this wasn't against like random people. It was, but they were random. It was a pool of good people.
I mean, I've heard good things about the Tabletop Tactics guys, to be fair, so I'm not too surprised that it sounds like you've had a good time with them.
No, it'd be like TTS is fine. But for me, like I'm not a competitive player. I'm just like I like going to tournaments, but I like to practice. Like I think tournaments are great even for casual play, but you do need to take it seriously. Like just respect the tournament. You know, people are there to like play good games.
Yeah, honestly,
yeah. No, I I lost day after day, dude. It was like soul crushing.
No, I think like some of my best games, honestly, have been at like the low tables of a tournament where you just run into that one guy who's like, "I'm going to bring a Titan. It'll be
Oh
funny."
yeah, I mean, dude, that's literally my next tournament. I'm bringing a Warhound to my next tournament.
What, as a Chaos Warhound or a Loyalist Warhound?
I have not actually decided. I'll talk more about the Titan later, but
Oh, that's
I
fine.
bought it for my Emperor's Children.
So I guess part of the reason I suppose I got you on in this particular instance is the name of the series is What's Wrong With. So I guess first off, what do you like about what they've done with Emperor's Children so far? To start on a positive note.
All right, start on a positive note. I'm glad they're here. You know, I'm thankful for what we got. There's a lot of things I like. Noise Marines, the sculpt. When they announced that Noise Marines weren't going to be battle line, I was very skeptical indeed. But they smashed it with the Noise Marines. They are gorgeous models, gorgeous models. Actually, one of my least favorite things in the book to play with. I'm going to complain a lot about Noise Marines, but sculpt wise, people say like, you know, good models will be good models forever. They are gorgeous models.
I think my only issue with that kit, having built it a couple times, is it is kind of a nightmare to build and paint.
Oh yeah, but like I don't like building painting anything.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
There's a caveat to that I'll explain later. But like building, especially, I find building so tedious. No, they were horrible. The backpacks on those were awful. But so I love the Noise Marine sculpt. Fulgrim, fantastic model. I do think they did him quite dirty by revealing the way better Forge World sculpt like 6 months before they revealed the actual Fulgrim. That was a weird move. Killed the hype a little bit for myself. But I painted my Fulgrim up over Christmas.
I need to paint mine. Yeah, mine is currently sat primed on my desk, and I'm going to get around to painting it eventually. Admittedly, I actually quite like the 40k sculpt, and I kind of like that it's not the same as the 30k one. I like that you can see the sort of change.
They are really different. There's a lot about that. I think actually as an army in general, there's so much to the models you just don't get until you've like held them and built them yourself. Actually, a weird thing about Fulgrim, the 40k one, it's not actually that snake-like. Like he's the snake guy. Everyone knows him as like the snake Primarch. But if you look at him, he's way more like fish-like. He's almost like a siren. Like he's got like the dorsal fins.
He does also have cheeks.
He's got. I love the ass cheeks. That's my absolute favorite thing. I love that he's got ass cheeks. I know a lot of people don't like Warhammer's like more sanitized direction, and a lot of people. One of the big complaints was that they felt that the Emperor's Children models weren't that. They were missing like the sexual edge. And whilst I agree, it's a huge. Whenever you enter any realm of discussion in Emperor's Children, every single discussion is like dominated by comments like, hot take. I don't think Emperor's Children are the sex faction. They're obviously not the sex faction. But when you're talking about excess, right? I feel like sex is a big part of excess. Like if you think about like human life, I think the two biggest forms of excess we have in our life is what we eat. And even though like gluttony would be like an awesome theme to discover, they do that in Age of Sigmar. The Age of Sigmar Slanesh have like. I don't remember his name, but they've got like this Lord of Gluttony. He's awesome. One of the best models they've ever done.
Is that the really fat dude on like the palanquin or whatever it is?
Yeah, he's incredible. He's getting dragged by like incredible model. I think like sex and glutton and like food are like the way we show excess the most. I've spoke about this before. People always go, no, it's not true. But like, I don't know. Think about the last load you've blown, dear viewer. Was that to reproduce? Did you create a baby with that last load?
God.
There's like, so I think it's cool for Emperor's Children to have like a sexualness, and people complained it was missing, but I think it's fairly present on Fulgrim. I like it. The flawless blades. I love they've got like exposed six packs. That brings that to me. I love the exposed wound he has with like the Slaneshi symbol on his like groin area. I called that like a self-inflicted vagina, and I got accused in videos of like making it too silly, like making it too memey. Like it's a flappy, fleshy wound, like, hole on his groin. You have to read between the lines a little bit, but like I don't know.
There's a few different. Sorry, there's a few different things I've seen people call that online. Number one's probably still a nussy.
Yeah, like that's what, like, and it's a small thing, it's a small detail, but like, to me, it shows that it's there, and that's a theme of the army I like. That's a theme of the army I do like. So I'm glad it's there. Fulgrim is fantastic, although I do prefer the 30k one quite a bit. But that's only because it's a gorgeous. It's one of the. I've said best model a lot already, but God, the 30k Fulgrim is insane.
I think the one thing about 30k one I will say is I don't think I would ever want to take it to a tournament because I feel like it would snap in transit.
Yeah. No, that is a delicate looking model. That's a really lent one side model as well, if you look at it.
Isn't it resin as well?
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, I feel like it would snap just looking at it sometimes. But yeah, okay. So I guess I definitely agree. I think like design wise, they're not like the lot of the part. I kind of like that the basic infantry like it's slightly more slender than other Chaos Marines.
Yeah. Again, that was my biggest disappointment probably initially. Is that I really didn't like the battle line, but and I've kit bashed it. I saw another. I wish I could give credit off the top of my head, but I saw another YouTuber create like Slaneshi. They did one for each copy. They did like Slaneshi Sisters of Battle. And I had Sisters of Battle laying around, so I've actually replaced most of my infractors with like Demonette Sisters of Battles that I've kit bashed.
That's interesting.
I do like that. They're much better than I gave them credit for initially. They are slender. I love the obsessionist with the whip.
Yes.
Another thing I'll talk about later. That is the most overperforming unit in the book. Like, things I like about the army. Weirdly, the sergeant in the Emperor Children battle line, insane. Like weirdly insane model. Dude. It's got like 6 AP1 attacks. Like, I don't know. I love it. I love it. Probably one of weirdly my favorite units to play in the game is the battle line sergeant. He's awesome.
Especially once you start stacking up buffs, but I guess we can get to that later as well.
Yeah.
I think my one gripe with the battle line, like building it, would be the fact with the sergeant in particular feels very monopose compared to the other models in that squad. Because
I tried to mix it up, and now they've all like I didn't realize the whip is really designed to be on the floor. So
it is.
Got, like, mine are like holding these flat ass whips above their head. It looks awful.
Yeah, it's got the flat bit, isn't it? Yeah. I imagine it's probably not as bad if you give them the power sword, but even still, like
even the power sword, dude. You got dude. Like a lot of the chapters have like a signature weapon, and I think whips. I mean, I guess swords are kind of Emperor Children thing, but I think whips are a cool weapon.
The whips are different. I mean, it's definitely different. I think is the big thing, right? Like you see swords elsewhere, and the swords are slightly different. They're more like sabers, I guess, in like the traditional sense, than like a normal power sword, which is nice. But it's definitely more subtle than the whip. I think the whip is much more recognizably Slanesh for more reasons than one. Okay, so yes, should we get into some rules stuff? I mean, you said you brought up New Recruit for this, so this would be interesting.
Yeah, I got the rules to reference. The army rule Thrill Seekers is a rule I feel like I undercredited to begin with. Because on the surface, it's a very flat rule, right? Very strong and insanely strong. Probably the strongest army rule in the game. As someone that is so bad at the game, my judgment shouldn't be considered worth valuable at all. But like basically unrestricted access to like everything movement related. Like move, shoot, move, charge, fallback, charge, shoot, like anything, right? It's basically unrestricted. The big thing is that like you can't target the same units, but I like that. It's weirdly flavorful. When I first read that, it just struck me as boring. Like I wanted something a little cool. I don't know. So it just struck me as boring. But, like, playing with it's so core to the and it gets you thinking. There's like have you played Total Warhammer?
I've seen it played. I've not played much of it, sadly.
There's like a concept in that called like cycle charging, where you kind of need to like consider like your future charges and like move stuff in and out. Right. I feel like you genuinely have to do that little dance with the Emperor's Children. Army rules good. I don't see it staying with the army for a long time though. It's troublesome to balance. We'll probably talking rules. We're going to be on Coterie Conceited like soon, so I'll say it now. I personally think that Coterie of Conceited, at least like the structure of that, I think that will become the army rule. Maybe not 11th edition, but like eventually. I do see Coterie like that style of like wagering and kill more.
I do like it.
I think that'll be. I love it. No, so like I have a big gripe with it. And it's the only thing anyone plays.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We've got like the Christmas detachment that people are testing and very rapidly giving up on. But like we have Coterie. Now I think in a perfect world, every army, every unit's playable, every detachment's playable. But not only is it like overly ambitious to be perfectly balanced, it's not profitable to be perfectly balanced. You need these like crazy things. So I think ideally in the real world, your army is in a fantastic place if you have a really competitive detachment and also a really fun detachment. I think Imperial Knights are a good example of this. They've got like the spearhead at arms and whatever the index one's called that are like powerful, but then you've got like that crazy the line like detachment where you have to put your models on a line
Oh yeah.
and they get like turbo. It's awful, but it's so fun. That's what I think the optimal state for an army is. For Emperor's Children, Courtier of the Conceited is like a remarkably competitive detachment. It's fantastic. It's so powerful. But it's also by far the most fun detachment. Like it blows the others out of the water. Like looking at the army rules, it's like you get sustained hits on the charge, or you can bring demons and you get sustained hits. Like the Coteries of the Conceited is like a page of rules, and it's so fun. Like there's like an active mini game. That's why it feels like a detachment rule to me. There's like a mini game to it. It's so fun and it's so competitive that it is literally the only thing anyone plays. You have people that like, there's people that like swear by like, I'm someone like this myself. People need to play something niche, so
Yeah.
like people will play other roles, but like purely for the sake of being niche. Because Conceit just has it all. Curtis has it all. It's so fun and competitive, but it leads to the army feeling so samey, and it's so compounded by the fact that there is like 7 data sheets to choose from, and 3 of them are good. So every army list you ever see is going to be Courtiers of the Conceited. I mean, people are trying the new Christmas one. I've not played it yet. Maybe it's better than I expect, but it's not Courtiers. I can't see it being that good. And you're using the same, like you're using 3 Lord Exaltants with their squad. You're using, I mean, I've not looked at the game since the last balance slate. Maybe Demon Princes have been nerfed enough this time, but I mean, I can't imagine myself dropping the Winged Demon Princes. It's just everything's the same 3 units and like the same detach. It's the most linear army in the game right now, in my opinion. Like there's just no leeway. It's so solved. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like a really solved army.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen from competitive lists, like for example, like John Lennon and stuff like that, I think what they've largely done is because the Demon Prince of Wings did go up like I think it's 20 points or something. They just drop the one squad of the sticky guys. So you just run one squad of them now, and it's the same list.
Yeah, like I remember first time reading the book, and I caught on that the Mauler Fiends seemed really good for 130 points. And Mauler Fiends are fantastic, and I was like, there we go. I can have my own USP. I'm gonna run some Mauler Fiends in my list. Maybe even make a video out of it. But John Lennon like played it, made them fantastic, and they kind of became a staple forever.
I think the current like super competitive list is something like 3 Winged Demon Princes, 3 Loyal Exaltants, maybe 1 Cacophonist, 3 Noise Marine Squads, 2 Rhinos, 1 Sticky Battle Line Squad, and then like 1 Mauler Fiend. I think that's the list. I could be wrong. I might be off with math slightly, but
it's so hard to even. There's no room for spice, and it's just such an anemic book. There's nothing to it. And like I love the pieces that are there. The Mauler Fiends are awesome. Lord Exaltants are so flashy. Each piece feels good. It's just I wish I could have like a little something to like make it my own list. And obviously you can. There's like 7 other detachments, but like it's the competitive, but it's fun as well. It's the fun one. Like not only are you becoming less competitive, which I don't mind. I've never mind becoming less competitive.
Oh yeah,
it's every detachment so much less fun.
Yeah, I mean, so for context, a lot of the stuff that's been on my channel so far, some of it's been like Imperial Agents focused stuff because no one really talks about it. But for the guys that are on their Discord, they kind of have the same issue in that there's Imperial's fleet and their detachment rules either you pick an objective, you get +1 to hit against it, or to pick a unit, get +1 to hit against it, or pick an objective, get +1 OC on it. And that's like by far the best and also one of the most fun to play. And it's like, well, I'm only really playing the others for being niche reasons now, right? And Emperor's Children kind of has the same issue in some ways, despite having an army rule.
Out of curiosity, I love the Imperial Agents. I've looked at them. How many unique data sheets are there?
Oh shit. Okay. I'd have to check. I actually don't know. It's like quite a few. The issue is there's kind of objectively good and bad ones. Like that like air quote standard Imperial Agents list is like a couple got squads of the shield Arbites guys. You don't take the other two variants. A couple squads of Sanctifiers from Sisters. A couple Rhinos. Like 3 or so Deathwatch squads. Probably a Knight Ally, and then like a Navigator and a Rogue Trader Entourage squad. And then maybe like an Assassin or two. And that's more or less every army list. There's like a sort of a default.
Like, Emperor's Children is the same, except like everything in the list is everything we have. Like you have the generic stuff we're allowed to use. No predators. That's oh man,
I kill for agents that have predators. We have access to the Chimera, the Sisters of Battle Immolator, and the Rhino.
I have a theory. I have a theory about the Predator.
Right.
It's the only book chaos wise that can't use the Predator. I guess demons can't.
This is an entire discussion point of its own, isn't it? Same with the is it the Forge Fiend? Don't have access to that either.
We don't. Oh, that's even more ridiculous. That's a fucking data. That's just a variant for no reason. But like a lot of people wondered when they announced that like Emperor Children can't use the Predator. They like, is that confirmation that it's going soon? Is that is that the end of the Chaos Predator? But then they released like Thousand Sons and Death Guard, and they had Predator. So I'm convinced like no one's can come up with a good solution. I'm convinced it's like a naming issue. I don't think they want to sell a box called the Emperor's Children Predator. Like it's such an unfortunate name for a unit. I honest to God think they just don't know how to mark. They don't know how to box it.
That's horrendous.
And now we don't have a shooting option longer than 18 inches because they're so uncreative. Like they can't just call it the Sonic stupid tank, dude. They just have to just leave out.
Oh, if they make a Sonic tank, I would be so happy. But wait, hold on. There is the Emperor's Children Land Raider. It's got last cannons, right, guys?
There is, right? And actually, I'm gonna mess around with the Emperor's Children Land Raider. Last patch, it got kind of a crazy buff actually in the vehicle detachment. And oh man, I don't know. The vehicle detachment, it's so close to being like niche playable, not competitive in the slightest, but like niche fun playable. But it doesn't have a way to get. I thought it had a way to get vehicles through walls, but it has a way of getting vehicles through like units, which is all right. But walls are like the big one.
Yeah, especially for the Land Raider, right?
Land Raiders reroll hits and wounds of 1, like all the time natively. And now they're like 220 points. That's 5 points more than a Winged Demon Prince for a Land Raider.
Yeah, it's quite cheap actually now that I'm thinking. Although I guess the Demon Prince is also just very expensive because of how dumb its rules are.
It's dumb. It's dumb and unflavorful as well. I don't know why Emperor Children have the tankiest Demon Prince and also the least hard hitting one.
Why is the?
I love it.
Well, I think the part that bothers me is why is the tanky one the one with wings? Surely it should be the other way around.
I don't know. I love the Footprints though. The Footprints have some really fun combos. There's like there's a enhancement you can give it called Eternal Servitude, where you have to roll 2 dice, get a 6, it comes back up at the end of the turn. I took that to London GT by the way, and in 5 games I did not roll a 6 or higher on 2 dice in 5 games.
Oh no!
But it fights on death as well. So like the idea is, and it's like semi lone op. It has to be near troops.
Yeah, so
but you send it off. You send it off to like an objective. Someone has to like answer it. It fights on death, gets back up, and then rinse repeat. Right? In my head, that was so good. I actually couldn't roll a single 6 up on 2 dice the whole event.
I remember the thing I saw people doing when the codex first came out is playing Lucius and 1 Foot Demon Prince, and like you just stand next to each other and they both give each other lone op. But I don't.
Lucius is the star of the codex for me. I've seen a lot of people don't play him anymore. He got nerfed, and I think he's considered for like 150 points. He's not enough, but he's in every list I make. I love him.
He's so cool, but he is quite expensive. I kind of get it.
I was so sad when they didn't even attempt to give him like a revive mechanic. He's like the revive character. I can't. Maybe Vulcan the Primarch is more revivey than Lucius, but like as the of models we have, he has to be like the most resurrectable character ever, and he doesn't have a resurrection mechanic.
Have you seen Titus's new data sheet by chance?
Yeah, I was about to say. I know he's like the golden boy. He looks cool. I'm happy for him. I'm really happy he got the cool keeps coming back. I really think instead of Lucius, it definitely should have been Space Marine protagonist. But I like what they did with him. He's a very simple beat stick. He's easy to use. I think that's why I like him. He's so easy to use. Is he even got rules? I think he must be one of the only characters in the game with no rules, right?
He rerolls hits and wounds against characters and monsters and
Oh,
walkers, I
and
think.
walkers, yeah,
Yeah.
he's got anti-walker, dude.
Yeah.
I love that. No, yeah, he's got some rerolls. I forgot about that. But he's basically just a beat stick with fights fast.
I guess the other use
He
case
also-
is if you attach him to flawless blades, because then he gets anti those things, not anti, yeah, rerolls plus the flawless blade effect, whether you wound anything in the game on 3s.
Yeah, he's cool. He's flexible. He's fun. He's definitely. I think he's definitely my favorite model in the book. He's probably my favorite unit as well.
Yeah, I think visually he's definitely one of my favorite models. I think rules wise, there could be maybe something more interesting going on than just rerolls.
He's definitely boring, but he's like the shining star of every like. And again, I lost 30 games straight, but even in those 30 games I lost, he was overperforming.
No,
As
that's fair.
overperforming as you can in 30 straight losses. I remember probably his like greatest feat. I charged him into a brick of 10 Chaos Terminators with Abaddon. And he cleared it wasn't one combat, but he cleared the entire brick. He like positioned straight Abaddon dead.
Yeah.
The Terminators couldn't kill him because he has Feel No Pain. He has a 5 Feel No Pain, and he wipes the whole squad over 2 turns. Like incredible. I love Lucius. He's so cool. Boring but powerful, which is cool, I guess.
I think the most surprising part about that data sheet to me is that his whip doesn't have a ranged attack, considering how massive that thing is.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying because you could use the whip profile is so bad. I think I've used it once against some cultists. Like, I wish it was a range profile. It'd be way cooler.
Or just give it extra attacks, I guess, and like reduce the attack.
Yeah. Well, that's when I first started playing, because I got into the game again for Emperor's Children. I didn't realize like you couldn't use both, so I was cheating like crazy. I was using both profiles.
And he still lost
still
still
losing all my games. By the way.
I guess to be fair, I suppose it's not the biggest difference maker, is it?
No, you get an extra 10 AP1 attacks. It's not that when you're using both, it's good, but as a sole attack for 150 points, it is not much.
Yeah. So I guess kind of circling back to coterie, I guess a big problem there is like the balance almost. Like it's just such a strong rule. It's kill one thing for army-wide reroll ones to hit. Kill 3 things for army-wide reroll ones to hit and wound. Because like if you compare that to like any other detachment rule in the game, let's like look at like I don't know, Angelic Inheritors and Blood Angels is reroll ones to hit and wound for character units only. And to get that in this attachment for everything, including guns, you just have to kill 3 units of anything.
Yeah, but it's not just kill 3 units, right? This is what is so golden about it. And obviously, I'm biased. I love Emperor's Children. I think this is one of, if not the best designed rules, because like it's so flavorful. Not only it's powerful, you're getting all these rules. Sustained lethals on a crit 5 is like addictive. That's a fucking drug.
It is, yeah.
But you don't just get it. You have to wager. You have to overperform. And if you don't overperform, if you fall to your own hubris and you like don't get the crazy goal you set yourself, you get nothing, and your warlord is like smited. It's so flavorful, so fun. It's just a masterpiece. It's so good, which is like I don't hate coterie in the slightest.
No, I'm the same.
Awesome,
yeah,
fun, but like I don't even want it to be topped, dude. It's like so good. It just makes the whole book linear there. Everything's so flat.
Yeah, I mean, even like looking at like the rapid evisceration one, right? Because that's reroll ones to hit and wound. Is you kind of get that in coterie, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all so sad. Have you read Slaanesh Chosen?
Yeah, unfortunately I have. Honestly,
that's like...
I don't dislike that detachment rule. I think my issue with it is that I would rather demons be accessible in all the detachments, and then you can take more if you take this detachment.
And then my editor, I have an editor for my videos, for my second channel. I do my main channel, but he made that mistake. You'd think that's the demon one.
Oh no, this is the one where the warlords are fighting each other, isn't
it? This is the warlord.
Oh no,
it's a cool idea.
I can't believe I made that mistake.
They did this idea way better in the like 9th edition Orc Crusade rules. But like the idea is that your warlords or like your hero characters, that's the word.
Yes.
They're fighting to be the best character, and only your best character gets the rules. This has to be the most. This is one of the most flawed rules they've ever added to the game. Like, what do they get? They get
Isn't it like after they've killed something, they get the bonus or something?
Yeah, you get the bonus after they've attacked. So it's not even a good bonus. It's something like reroll hits. It's actually so depressing.
Well,
But to get this really depressing rule, you have to like go in and kill something, and they get it afterwards. They get the bonus after they've done fighting, and then they die, and then you have no rule. You basically don't have a rule throughout the entire game.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I would compare that to is the one that I was talking to Scary about the other day, is the Reaper's Wager. I think is a much better way of doing that kind of effect. Because, are you familiar with that one?
Vaguely. I know it's like the soup one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Harlequin's Dracari soup detachment. And basically the way that one works is you get reroll once to hit on basically everything now. But if you're losing the wager, so the one that hasn't killed something, you get reroll once to hit and wound. So you like...
I don't know. Like
yeah.
I just find rules like that so boring. Like,
interesting.
That's kind of what killed like Court of the Phoenician. Like, it's awesome. No, it's not awesome. I'm not going to pretend it's awesome. Like, Fulgrim's a bit more playable than that. Fulgrim should have just got the rules. I don't want to have to pay like 2 free CP every single turn to make Fulgrim have an ounce of playability. You should have just had it. But like, outside of that, they get a strong buff. I don't like detachments that are just gain stats. I think that's I finished my last video. I think that's just the biggest problem in 40k right now. The whole game is just gain key. It's just keywords. There's too many keywords. And I know it simplifies the game. That's what they're going for. But I feel like you ask someone what this unit does. You like, oh, that's a cool unit. What does that do? Oh, on the charge it gains plus sustained hits and attack. I'm like, that's boring. Why can't these units do anything fun? That's what Coteries hits for me. It's fun. It's like a game to be played. It's unique.
It's funny how like this is. I mean, I agree with you. But also how we were just talking about the, like, sustained lethal being a drug to play.
You are, okay. I don't like rules until it's, like, sustained and lethal hits and crits and... you stack so much, eventually it just becomes cool.
Have you played the, what's it called? The Electro Priest brick in AdMech yet?
Oh, I'm painting my Electro Priests up like after this call. I've not played it yet, but I know of it.
That's a drag.
I always forget what the YouTuber goes by because I know him as like the weeby soldier man.
Is it Omnipulous?
Yeah. It's the YouTuber. Because his name's on Discord is Japanese, and he's also like a soldier or an ex-soldier.
Yes, he's a Skitarii, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, he put me on that like funny punch priest like electro combo.
It's funny because what is it? I mean, we're getting off track here, but that one's like sustain hits 2, lethal hits, crit 5s with oath, and then reroll wounds if the transport shot as well.
Yeah, that kind of insane.
Okay, but no, I do agree. I do think it's a little boring when a detachment is just, I don't know, something like I'm referencing Blood Angels a lot today for some reason. Liberator Soul Group, gain +2 strength and +1 attack on the charge is the detachment rule.
Yeah, like, I don't know. How are you supposed to get excited for that?
Yeah. I think it's interesting when stuff has like at least 2 or 3 kind of effects. I think the recent-ish Night Lords one is kind of like that, but because it's battle shot focused, a lot of people don't like it. So
I don't even know why they're still bothering with that. Like, in all my time in this hobby, I can't remember a single battle shock focused mechanic anyone has ever liked.
I think the issue is it's too unreliable, right? Because it doesn't feel good to fail it, because it's like, oh, I failed the 50-50, therefore you win. I guess that's something. I guess Noise Marines is the next week we talk about, because they do battle shock stuff, don't they?
Kind of, but it's not crucial to what they do.
No, it's not.
But what they do is hop in out of a rhino 18 inches away from something, maybe kill it. I know they're efficient, right? Because they're not that, for the shooting they do, they're not that expensive. Like, what, 145 points?
I think so, yeah.
I find them so swingy. Like, the Blast Masters are cool. Everything else, the other 2/3 of that unit, they're just so rarely kill anything of value for me.
Yeah,
I'm a remarkably bad player. Like, I cannot stress that my opinion is one through a lens of a horrendous player.
I mean, I think that's sort of valued like in its own way, right? Though, because it'll have a very different.
Yeah, especially in an army that like competitively is so top heavy. There is like 5 people having success with this army.
Yeah, I think like
And like
the average win rate for EC is like 46% at the moment or something. It's not high.
if you go week by week, which isn't a very good metric because there's Warhammer's a long sluggy game. There's not that much game being played per week. But when I lost my 30 games, I think Emperor's Children, despite being like, considered good at the time, they were hitting as low as like 20%, like to 40% win rate. This was when I was like spamming out these games. It was just when Death Guard had been released and Imperial Knights in their index days got like a random buff that made them bonkers.
Yeah, that's when they gave them the extra wounds and stuff, didn't they? And then they decreased
Yeah.
the point costs.
Yeah, that's when I got all that. So that's where the bulk of my Emperor's Children experience has come from. So not only am I a bad player, that was such a miserable time to be playing them.
Yeah, I think unless you were like an army that was good against those particular armies at the time, it was quite rough.
No, one of the biggest gripes of Emperor's Children is they cannot punch through a vehicle to save their lives, dude. Like I don't know. It's such an anemic. I think the reason the damage is so anemic is like a flavor thing. So like the chaos like legions have a number, right? I know Emperor Children are 6. I don't know what any of the other numbers are.
Khorne's 8 because they've got 8 bound, I think.
Yeah. So like the Slaaneshi one is 6.
Yeah.
That's why Noise Marines come in 6 instead of 5. It's a cool idea, right? I like having that number present around the book. It's flavorful. I can appreciate that. Every single unit in this fucking book has 6 attacks.
I didn't even notice that, to be honest.
It's so annoying because it means the army has this weird cap. They can't kill that many things because they can so rarely produce more than 6 attacks. Once per game, the Lord Exultant has more than 6 attacks. And obviously he's got his guys, but like the Mauler Fiend has 6 attacks. Both Demon Princes have 6 attacks. Fulgrim has 6 attacks. Like it's just.
I didn't even notice that. What? I did.
Yeah, like Lucius has 6 attacks. Everything has 6 attacks in the book, and it gives you this weirdly, even though like the numbers are high, like Lucius is hitting for like 3 damage, AP 3, precision. Like in your head, you're like, man, I got these numbers. I can go punch through stuff, but you can never produce more than 6 attacks. So like. You have this like really anemic damage ceiling, which is fine because like the whole army is defined by this ability to like move fast, like move anywhere they want, unrestricted, do everything. But if you're not good enough to utilize every aspect of that, you're just so rarely going to win with this army.
Yeah, it feels like weirdly finesse for a Space Marine army, which isn't that common.
Which is, and again, that's great, right? That's what the army is. It is very frustrating for like someone who's not that good at the game.
Yeah, I guess as someone who's like less experienced or like plays less competitively, it's nice to have options that are I'm going to slap down this big thing and it's going to kill stuff.
That's also why it's kind of annoying that they just keep nerfing the Demon Prince, because like that was the saving grace when it came to the army being hard to play. If you had like 3 Demon Princes and some Mauler Fiends, there was like a damage check to the army, and like there was this aspect of just kind of like running things up and taking good fights. But like if you can take all the good fights you want now, if you're not like being cheesy and blocking what you need to block and like doing all the kind of less fun stuff in the game, then you're going to have a very hard time with the army.
Yeah, for sure. I'm now just scrolling through like the app that I've got in front of me to look at the units and think like, what could be improved? I mean, the Heldrake's always an obvious one because that's a flyer and they refuse to touch flyers with a 10-foot pole. But
I can't think of a unit more in like good model jail than the Heldrake.
It's such a good mini.
But I remember when that came out. I remember when they had like this whole. I think they had the whole edition of flyers. I remember like in the White Dwarf, and that model, like when I was playing, like when I was first playing as a kid with my like stupid Ultramarines that I hated because I wanted them to be pink. I remember everyone at my little club had Heldrakes, and they were a terror. And like I think they've been bad edition after edition since then. It must be 10 years that unit's been unplayable.
I think there was probably this very small window when the EC Codex came out that they might have been like not playable, but like usable casually because they for some reason gave it a 2-up save and an extra toughness
Yeah, again,
or extra
advanced
runes or
charge,
something.
shoot, and
Yeah,
fall back is very cool on a 40-inch movement model.
yeah.
I never saw it got played.
No,
I'm gonna take them to a tournament now. I need to. I'm the way I buy all of my mod. Like I've got lots of ideas for like lists I want to bring. Like I want to do free land raiders and free Haldrex. I want to do. I want to. The video that I really want to do is I want to take. Not only do I want to take free Haldrex, I want to get like an Emperor's Children. I want to get like a Thousand Suns player, World Eaters player, everyone who can take Heldrakes. I want them to take free Heldrakes.
I'm
And
wanting
I'll
to
probably do
go
like I'll probably do a call to action in my like Discord. Anyone in Britain that can go to this tournament, grab some Heldrakes and take them to this. I want to like get as many Heldrakes to an event as possible.
You know what you should do?
But like
you should get 5 people, one CSM player, and then one of the 4 different factions, and then go to a 5v5 teams event, and you just have 15 Heldrakes on your team.
I mean, I want to do something very similar. I thought in like teams you can't have like the same model over like a different army. Like if
That-
2 armies have Heldrakes, isn't that what
So I believe that's correct, but that usually applies to allies, and technically they are different units because they have a different datasheet name.
Okay.
Whereas if you were playing, for example, an Imperium army and you ally in a Caldas assassin, you can't then also bring an Imperial Agents player because it's using the same book essentially.
Yeah.
So I think
I mean, yeah, that's knowing I can do that. That is a much better way to do it.
I could be wrong, so someone let me know down below if I'm wrong about that. But if you can take 15 Heldrakes to an event, that'd be hilarious. I mean, there was a point in which someone on the Imperial Agents Discord was trying to ask the UKTC TOs if they could take all 5 agents detachments as one team to a team's event, and they said no.
Yeah. Like I said, there's loads of things I want to do. I want to try these like new buffed, weirdly cheap land raiders, but I buy 100% of my models secondhand on eBay.
It's efficient.
Like, I don't buy something unless I can get like at least a 50% discount. I think it's the only way to be like that affordable in the hobby. I've told you like before we got into this, I'm like having a bit of an AdMech phase at the moment. I'm loving my AdMech.
That's not an army I would buy off the shelf. That's for sure.
Oh god, no. I'll send you. I'm gonna insist I send you some pictures to put on screen. I'm a terrible painter, but I love how my AdMechs come out. I had a hypothesis in a video once that AdMech would look good in pink, and like, man, this army shines in pink, dude. This is like a gorgeous. It's the best shit I've ever painted. I remember being told that like, AdMech was a hard army to paint. I don't think that's true in the slightest. I think AdMech, they take the sponges so well, and you can just dry brush all the metals. Like speed, it's the only army I've actually loved painting. I'm having so much fun painting it.
I think it depends on the kind of painter you are. I think because, for example, for me, I'm quite meticulous. So for me, building my AdMech was an effort because of how much sub-assembly I had to do. Like every single infantry squad, the basic infantry, where they got the cloaks, all of them sub-assembled.
That's true. These models were built. Oh, sorry. I'm so stupid. I'm that's my ADHD brain. I'm on meth, but it's not enough meth at the moment. I'm on 10 milligrams.
Need 20. Embrace the excess.
But like it was never an army I thought I'd paint, but like I don't even doom scroll Instagram or like Facebook. I doom scroll eBay looking for deals. It's such a bad habit, but I bought 5,000 points of AdMech.
Oh, good lord.
£400.
I mean, that is a good deal, I think. It depends on the quality of the models, I suppose.
I put it like on the games. I'm so sad with it, dude. It's honestly sad how into it I am. But like I cross-referenced it onto the Games Workshop website to see how much of a discount I was getting, and it was like 15% of retail. So I bought that. I'm having a blast painting those up. Emperor's Children have been a horror to paint. I can't think. Fulgrim actually was surprisingly enjoyable, but it's a bigger model. Bigger models are just easier to paint.
I find the opposite. I actually quite enjoy my small models, but maybe that's because I'm a masochist and like my details and I don't like painting the same color constantly.
Like I just wanna, I like it. I want my stuff to look good.
Yeah.
Like there's like this level for me of like minimal effort but still looking good. And in fact, there's a series on YouTube for anyone that like feels that way. Contrast Plus. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
I think it's like the War Hipster.
Yeah, War Hipster does those. Yeah.
Oh, that Contrast Plus. That is the perfect level of like those models will actually shine, and it's so little effort. Like, if you don't enjoy painting, that's like he does like all the Games Workshop sends him everything.
I think
got
my only thing with those kinds of painting styles is, for me, I don't do it, but that's partly because I can always tell when a model's use contrast. Like, in the way, yeah,
there's like flaws to it, right? Like it
yeah,
looks a bit contrasty, although nowhere near as much as if you just pick up contrast and put it on. He calls it contrast plus for a reason.
Yeah,
but it's that level of like, I think it's actually the absolute best result you can get for that level of effort.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're really good tutorials. I definitely recommend people check those out if they like that kind of thing. I feel like we've gone completely off tangent here. We were talking about Emperor's Children before.
Oh yeah, Emperor's Children.
What other detachments can we talk about? So we just talked about. I guess we can talk about the demons one, since we kind of I sidetracked us into that semi.
That was gonna be like my like I latched onto that. I had like during one of my doom scrolls, I bought like 50 demonettes for £50, and I was really happy with that. I was like, that's £10 a squad. That's great. The guy messaged me like after he'd sent them to me. I'd received the package.
Oh god.
And he like messaged. He was we had like a bit of a chat. He showed me his models. He was a very like lovely guy.
Oh, okay.
I assume he was a bit older just from like the way he typed. He had like that like bit older cadence. Yeah, there's much of a cadence you can have in typing. But he sent me like a week after the fact that he'd found some extra bits and he was going to post them out to me.
Oh.
And I was like, that's nice. That's a nice thing to do. And I like trying my hand at kit bashing. So that was awesome. He sent me like half a Slaneshi demon army. I got like fiends and seekers, and like I got a keeper of secret, a fully painted keeper of secrets.
What, included in your £50 purchase?
Yeah, this was after the purchase. He just posted them to me after.
Why?
Like, I really don't know. It's such a nice gesture. I really appreciate it. It's so nice. And it got me really eager to play demon. He said he also included the like, it's kind of a keeper. It's like a named keeper. It's like Age of Sigmar only. It's got.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. Yeah, it's the one that's slightly different, isn't it? It's not Shalaxi. It's the other one.
Yeah. It looks a lot like, the word is like a lot like Shalaxi.
Yeah.
But yeah, he sent me that as well. He just sent me all these like demons just out the blue. I didn't even pay for postage. He just sent them to me. Like, I didn't even read the messages. I didn't even know he was sending them. So I just woke up to this like completely surprise gift of like a demon's army. So I was like, oh, I need to go all in on the Chaos Demon detachment. Misery. Absolute misery. It's so close to being cool. There's one stratagem I really like where you can like pick up a unit of demonettes and next turn bring them down 6 inches. It's 2 really powerful rules, but they are powerful rules that do not go that well together.
Yeah.
Like, because like it's so rare you want something 6 inches away next turn. You want something 6 inches now. Like, it's so hard to plan out, and you're paying for both half of it as well. It's not really a bargain. It's 2 CP.
Oh, it's 2 CP.
And I swear, every other stratagem is like near unusable. They're so convoluted. There's one that's like just like -1 to hit, right? That's obviously good. That's the one you're spending all of your CP on. Those stratagems are just so hard to. I can't even remember what they are. I'll bring them up. I just remember look at them. Like,
one heals a unit.
I played a lot of games with it because there was one combo I was so determined to do. Right, there's one that lets you double charge. It was like, I think it's 1 CP, and if you charge 2 units into one model, it needs to be an Emperor's Children unit and a Demon's unit. They're the only ones you can charge anyway because of the army rule. And if the demon unit specifically then kills them before the Emperor's Children model gets to fight, you then get to do a second charge with the Emperor's Children unit.
Oh yeah, no. So it's in the fight phase after your Legions unit is killed. So Legions is the demons kill the unit, and then the Emperor's Children unit can make the charge.
Yeah. So like it's
okay.
I'm sure if you're really good at the game, you can find a use for it. But for like the layman like me, that means you get to trigger the Winged Demon Prince's insane mortal impact charge twice. Again. And in my head, I was like, oh my god, this is just such a cool combo, dude. I'm going to charge this Demon Prince straight. I don't know how you'll ever... With an army, again, what are you killing with 10 Demonettes that you're pulling off this crazy combo with? Like, I don't know. It's so awkward. It's so...
I mean, I guess you can do it with a Keeper of Secrets, maybe? I don't know. There's one of the bigger ones that can actually kill stuff.
That's true. That's true. When I was playing this, they were near unplayable, but they've gone down 40 points a model.
Yeah, although
That's juicy. I need to pick it up again because 40 points a model is incredibly juicy.
that points drop feels very late because I think this is sort of like them now trying to counterbalance for when they removed their Feel No Pain and gave them a 3-up save, which is not a buff. Because
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing that happened. I mean, that was more of a nerf to the Demon's Index being, because there was the Slanesh detachment that was too strong, wasn't there, for a while?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I would have loved to have the list I was running. Okay, this is if anyone's like Shagra, you're really unselling me on this demon detachment. I was kind of throwing right. My list was so bad. I was basically playing Imperial Knights, but with like Slanesh. So I had 3 Keepers of Secrets and Shalaxi, Fulgrim, and then like 3 Winged Demon Princes. It was
God, yeah, that is throwing.
It was this really elite list, and in my head, I was like, "Oh my god, it's such a crazy damage check." The Winged Demon Princes are -1 damage, the Keepers are -1 to hit. Fulgrim's fight first. It falls apart in like a turn.
Yeah,
I think if that list had the Feel No Pain, dude, there's something there. I'm saying.
I think the way I've seen people play it more so, like in my area casually, is they tend to take Noise Marines and put them sort of near the Demonettes and stuff, and use the Demonettes for scoring, because then you get the sustained hits without having to take the character.
Yeah, that's cool. I've seen that people do it with the character and get like sustained hits on a 5.
Yeah, which is also decent. But
I'm apprehensive to invest that heavily on Noise Marines because they've just historically not performed in the slightest for me.
Yeah, the other thing I guess is you don't get the rerolls you get in the other detachments like Coterie, and that feels really bad if you like low roll it and you go, oh, I roll 2s and 1s.
Yeah, and like you're jumping through all these hoops. You're putting in all this work to run a detachment that's less fun than Coterie. Because I totally understand jumping hoops to be less competitive, right? I've done that in every game I've ever played.
Yeah.
But like you can't be jumping this many hoops to be less fun as well.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm playing this detachment, it's just so I can play the big demons, because the big demons are cool.
Yeah, Keepers are an incredible model.
It's such a good model.
So good.
The other name one's Dexessa. That's the one.
Yeah. I've got them as well for some reason.
What else is there? I mean, Mercurial Host, you sort of, not Mercurial Host. We haven't touched on Mercurial Host, actually, is it? That's the reroll advances. That is not a
reroll advances. The theory for this one is that like, because like every book has their index detachment, right?
Yeah.
Like this is like the way this one reads is so simple, which is fine. It's good to have like a more simple detachment, especially for a complex army, right? It's easy to step into. But this was written as if it was an index. Like I don't know why they felt that we needed like an index style detachment. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know a single stratagem or enhancement in that detachment. Like,
if I recall, a lot of it's like speed focused, right? It's all like uppy, downy, and like there's a 1 CP give a unit melee sustain hits 1, I guess. 2 CP become -1.
You could give every unit sustained hit 1 anyway in Coterie, but yeah, 1 CP for 1 unit. That sounds cool.
You can auto advance 6 in case you didn't re-roll your advance high enough, I guess.
Yeah, no, I can see you needing that. That sounds fun.
Reactive move flat 6.
I honestly, this is where I have a line in the sand, right? Because even though like I swear that I'm a casual player, right? Like I like to go to tournaments. I like playing with good players, and I like pushing. I like playing bad stuff and pushing them. I've recently painted up my 10th Castellan robot.
Yeah.
I've got 10 of them. I'm absolutely taking 12. Like I love finding a model that's bad, or at least interesting, maybe not bad, and like try to make it as good as possible. My line in the sand is reactive moves. I am not learning how to use a reactive move. Nothing could make me learn how to use a reactive move. That's why I'm not playing Court of the Phoenician. There's like one of the big draws to that is that we've got like, I think it's a Blood Surge, which is like even better than a reactive move, right?
Context dependent, but yeah, it's quite strong.
Yeah, you can go into combat with it. Like I'm not learning to use that. I do not care enough about. I love the game, love the hobby. I don't care enough about winning to learn how to use a reactive move. Like not learn like learn how to use it well.
Yeah,
it's tedious. I find it too tedious.
It's definitely one of those things that works really well with stuff like the Noise Marines because of the whole I'm going to get back in this transport kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand that. I assume you're not playing Cerberus Raiders then in your ad mech.
No. Well, okay.
Maybe
You
at
can
the
make it
moon.
accept if the models that cool looking. They are like incredible models.
They are cool. I do like the horses. I mean, we kind of touched on the peerless placement, the whole lethal sustained one. It's kind of also a lot of it just doesn't compare, does it, to Coterie in terms of depth? Is how I would describe it.
There was a big peerless. I've been like very like I like browse the Emperor Children Discord a lot. There was a big peerless bladesman like community.
Oh, I'm not necessarily saying it's bad.
It,
yeah.
No, it's not bad. It's just it's not interesting either. Like what? It's like, isn't it like the custody army rule, which is famously ultra boring? Yeah, like when you charge, you get to pick lethals or sustained.
Yeah. Well, I guess the one thing it has over Custodies is your entire army has fallback and charge, so you can do it again. Although I guess I think Custodies is every 5 phase you just do it, though, don't you? I don't think it requires charging in that one.
It's just like it was like the very clear second best for quite a while. I think Phoenician's probably better. But like people played it for the sake of not playing. My point is that's how desperate this book is for interesting things to do. Like the way people were going out to be wacky and crazy was playing a detachment that gives you sustained hits on the charge. Like Curry is just hogging up all of the interesting things you can do in this book.
Yeah. Because Coterie is also sustained lethal on the charge if you kill enough stuff.
Yeah, whatever. I was like, I don't want to sound like a hater. Like, it's a good problem is that your book is too fun and powerful. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I guess the problem isn't these other ones. Or maybe the problem is partly that the other ones aren't as good, but it's also that the other ones are worse while also being less interesting.
Yeah.
That's definitely an interesting problem to have. I guess, what would your suggested fixes be then, if you were to approach changing any of these?
Like I said with the army rule, I think a lot of people won't like this. I think Thrill Seekers is just blatantly too powerful. And I think as you start to limit it, it just becomes a horrendously boring rule. You can't have unlimited movement, but it's actually limited now, right? I don't think they'll get rid of it soon because it is fun. It is fun, but you know how like grudge tokens were very Votan, right? That's a flavorful, cool rule.
Yeah.
But it was too warping for the codex, so they've replaced grudge tokens with an infinitely worse. Their new resource thing's so boring. I have a little Votan army. They're all head swap with Gruts. They're awesome. But like I took one look at the new Iron and I was like, I'm not reading that. It's so boring. I think Emperor Children are gonna have to have that. I think adapting Coterie into the army role probably make it a little less powerful. And then like the detachments can do more interesting stuff. I think I don't think that's a great fix, but I do think that's likely what they'll do. I think because like Games Workshop, they're very secretive, but we know that they take data very face value. Like they keep nerfing the only good units in the book, because that's the only things that are seeing play. And not accounting for the fact there's like 10 options, so obviously people are taking 3 of the good stuff. So I think they're going to see Coteries of the Conceited with like a 90% play rate. They're going to be like, oh boy, people love Coterie. Let's make this like their thing. I see that the change. I mean, the change they need, like what I think, we need more models.
Yeah,
I think it's insane we don't have access to like more of the Chaos Space Marine things. Like as someone that followed Emperor's Children like a lot while they weren't their own codex, I feel like bikers were one of the most like core fundamental Emperor Children thing. Emperor Children always had great bikers, and like now everyone that played that has all these like kit bashed bikers. Why can't we play bikers? That's insane. Like they're just leaving money off the table. There's no way it's because of that. I want to call it a silly rumor, but everyone says that like they keep track of like what departments are selling what, which is why demons might disappear. But like, do you think that's that big of like a cross faction issue? Like, why can't Emperor Children just have bikers or like other units like that?
I don't know if it's necessarily. I've heard that rumor previously, but I don't know if it's necessarily cross faction and also cross game system. Like I know they're kind of not updating stuff as much that's in multiple game systems like Custodies and Demons, although the current rumor is Custodies are getting some stuff soon, so I'll be curious to see if that is just 30k. I guess what I was thinking about in the back of my mind when you were talking about that was also like, It'd be nice to see Games Workshop go back to whether it be detachments or data sheets more and adjust things, because they seem very hesitant to do that unless it's very desperate. And then sometimes they randomly do it to a unit that doesn't need it. Looking at you, Lord of Change, going from D3 damage to flat 3. But like, for example, do you know what the Emperor's Children Sorcerer does?
I know it does something.
It gives you, I think you always have benefit of cover against ranged attacks.
Dude, I actually feel like I really need that for 60 points.
I really need that for 60 points. Like, I would rather they like change that rule to make it more usable, rather than just dropping it so much that it becomes a scoring unit. And kind of the same issue is happening with the Emperor's Children Terminators, is that at a certain point, if they keep dropping the points, it will just become good enough as like a stat check that you just play 3 squads.
Do you know what the Emperor's Children Terminator's gimmick is? Like, you know how like kind of each faction has
I don't even remember.
They can't be taken in 10s. That's like their thing. They have to be units of 5.
Well, not 6.
Not 6. No, they have to be in 5s. You can't take 10s. They're the only, to my knowledge, like Chaos Terminators that can do that. They have an army rule that I don't know about Chaos Terminators. To me, they seem really good, right? They're 155 points now, which I know. I guess at that point you could just take Lucius. Lucius is probably just going to be better, but they're 155 points, and they have a bit of like a middling army rule. If they all target the same units with their shooting, they can reroll the charge on it.
So if they,
I've asked the Discord why that's bad. I know there's small things that's like you can kill a unit and then the charge actually becomes harder. Like, I don't know. That seems fine to me. Like, they're beefy. This army has nothing beefy to hold an objective down. 150. It seems good to me. All I'm saying is it seems good to me. People get a bit angsty when you say it. Like, they say the rule's so bad, but did it even need a good rule? They're just cheap Terminators.
I think it's just not like a necessarily an interesting rule, because you could just spend a CP to get that reroll anyway.
Oh yeah, no, it's not interesting in the slightest. But no. I love the old Chaos Terminator sculpt.
I guess the other thing is it also kind of weirdly interacts with the army rule, right? Because if it advances and wants to charge that unit, you can't then shoot that unit if something else wants to shoot that unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's awkwardness, but I don't know. Like they're now the cheapest Terminators in the game, I believe.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Like, there's got to be like an inherent value to that.
I think the other one that's always talked about in terms of units is the Flawless Blades, because I feel like, I mean, we've talked about like them as models, because I think I agree with you, they're very cool models as far as modeling goes, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with them. But they're so one note, and it kind of feels like, I know that a lot of people are complaining for a bit about, well, I mean, everyone was complaining about Victrix for a while, but if you compare that datasheet to the Flawless Blades, they kind of do a lot of the same stuff.
I remember at London. I like Flawless Blades. I was planning to run them even if they were bad, but like
I like them.
I think it was, just before I submitted my list, each one got an extra attack. That's just a flat 25% increased damage.
Yes.
And admittedly, God, they were 110 points for 3 damage 2 attacks. AP2. I mean, the AP3 maybe.
It's so few, isn't it?
Yeah. It was like 9 damage 2 attacks for 110. It doesn't matter what they're wounding on, dude. That's no damage.
Yeah.
And they got buffed though, and I took them, and I ran into Blood Angels. I think it was even my first time playing against Blood Angels, and when I asked my opponent what those every army has to have their like token 3-man unit of elite infantry. When I asked him what his golden ones did, my jaw dropped. Dude. They cost the same points.
Yeah,
they cost the same points as the Flawless Blade. They hit harder, they're faster, they're way tankier. I was stunned how much better they were than Emperor's Children, like the Flawless Blades. Like, almost sad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the Flawless Blade data sheet. I think the only thing the Flawless Blades really have over them is their 1 toughness higher. I think that's it. I think everything else is just worse.
They are weirdly tough for a unit with an exposed stomach, which is cool. The models are fantastic. I love the models.
They got those Wasp Squad apps.
And I've got to say, I do love them specifically because like I think I said this earlier. My biggest gripe with the game is that like every ability in the game is some variation of gain keyword or +1 stat. The Flawless Blades have got a very unique rule.
Yeah, for sure.
They're cool.
There's a part of me that at some point, I don't have the models for this right now. But actually, I say that I think I have like 12 flawless blades on sprue because of the combo boxes that have been coming out. 6 are built. I'm not a complete monster. But a part of me is very tempted to try rapid evisceration and just like go, here's 3 land raiders with 3 squads of flawless blades in them.
I had that thought as well. I had that thought as well. I think that's one of the other. It's a very hard issue to deal with balance wise, but like the game is so restricted by terrain needing to be really dense. I'm convinced free land raiders would be like they are crazy. Free land raiders, 660 points. That's way more than a knight in value, right? That's like, God, that's got to be like 60 wounds. Like, God, that's like 12 las cannon shots, maybe even more. Like, re-rolling hits. That's crazy good. But like terrain just makes that like unplayable. You're going to be stuck in your deployment. Oh, I've not even spoke about Fulgrim yet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Is the most upsetting part of this whole. But I've probably said I like to exaggerate, right? I'm a very exaggerative person. I've probably said a lot of things are the worst part. The worst part is Fulgrim being absolutely unplayable due to like his base being larger than the other Primarchs. Like, I know he's gone down like what 80 points now. He's getting there, and he's fine. If you're willing to throw every CP you ever get into the detachment where you drain all your CP to maybe make Fulgrim playable. Oh, it's such a headache, dude. I was gonna take Fulgrim to every game I ever played, dude. I played him in one game, and I vowed never again.
Shelf model.
Never again, dude. I planned out so meticulously, dude. My opponent was playing Space Wolves. He had like this like area. I was like, oh my god, dude, I'm gonna plant Fulgrim down there. He's gonna swing. He's not gonna be doing it. He fights first. The Space Wolves can't do it, dude. I could not find anywhere I could possibly put Fulgrim down.
He was
just deadlocked in this one corner of the map where there was just nothing for him to do. He could throw a whip. He could do like whip ranged attacks like a fucking rhino, dude. That was what he did the whole game. I vow that I'm not playing Fulgrim ever again, dude. That was agonizing.
Honestly, even looking at the new detachment, the saddest part about this, like the move through wall strat, for example, is it lasts for one phase. So if you move through that wall and then you need to charge through another, you can't unless you spend another CP.
You can pay to use it a second time though.
Yeah, well, the first time is free, to be fair.
The first time's free, so you only need to pay for it once, unless you want him to do any damage, and then you need to pay 2 CP for him to fight a character. Oh, he's so he doesn't. Once you get him there, let's say your opponent is like being nice. This is how I've played him. I've asked my opponent not to move their minions in a way that purposefully block him. Because like I'm a low level player. I'm not going to be doing anything crazy. I asked my opponent, let me move him around the center of the board. Let me like if he would clip some terrain, let me just like most people will let you do that. I'd say 90. In fact, no one has ever stopped me from like moving a model that's like just clipping terrain. Shouldn't be able to move, but like go on, let him move around. Even then, you get Fulgrim where he needs to be. I'm like, yes, I cheated, but like here's Fulgrim in the middle of the table. He's a Mauler Fiend. He literally has the Mauler Fiend profile because nothing in his book can have more than 6 attacks. It's so crazy.
Oh god. Yeah, no, this one made me laugh. What was it that came out recently? Yeah, I was looking at the new Catan data sheets when they announced they revealed the new data sheet the other day, and the Catan, the Nightbringer, does more damage in melee than Fulgrim does. Because he's D6 plus 2 and Fulgrim's D6 plus 1.
I don't know, dude. Like,
I think the Catan's gun. Actually, hold on. No, the real slap in the dick was the Catan's gun is more damage than Fulgrim's melee profile.
No, dude, no. You don't understand though. No. You don't need to worry about damage from melee attacks because if you meticulously plan out your poisons, if you can somehow get into combat, dude, every turn there's a 50% chance to do 1 damage, dude. It's incredible. That's his gimmick, dude. Angron came back. I had to play a whole edition where Angron came back when I killed him. Fulgrim was like D3 poison damage half the time. It's insane. Like, oh man. It's that's the word. It's sad. It's pitiful. He's not the poison prime. I've read his stories. Yeah, he's got a bit of poison on it. So who fucking cares about Fulgrim's poison, dude? Let him fight first natively. Give him fight first, -1. Give him. He's the fucking duelist. He killed like half the. He has like the highest Primarch fucking body count in the fucking universe, dude. Why can't I kill a Redemptor Dreadnought in one combo? Like, come on, dude. He costs 3 Maulafines. Let him at least hit 2 of them. Why can't he be 2 Maulafines stronger? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna lose it.
Valid crash out, and honestly, it's quite funny.
Oh,
Honestly, the most shocking part to me is that his strike isn't more like. I'd be fine with his damage being low if his like volume was really high, because he's got like 4 weapons, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
3
yeah, dude. He's got 4 weapons. He can only use the shittest one.
Like you think it would be like 12 attacks at D6 damage or something, like low damage but like massive volume.
I don't want him to be broken, dude. I look at Necron players with their new Catan shard, not with envy, but I look at them with pity, dude. For most of my time before Emperor's Children came to this game, I was a Knights player, and I understand the turmoil of no one wanting to play against you.
Oh yeah,
like, I understand everyone being like, your army's so bright. I'm like, dude, I'm just here to play with my army. I know you think look, that's not a hot take. I know you think Knights shouldn't have been an army, but they are, and I've paid for them, and I want to play them. I get the frustration. I think Necron players, they're going to want to bring the new Catan shard. It looks awesome. It's incredible. It's going to be so broken. I don't envy them. I don't want Fulgrim to be broken, but like, at least let him be decent, dude. At least kind of good. Or even fun. Let him be fun. Like,
to make him something weird.
I guarantee, dude, if you spend 10, all right, I'm thinking right now, mechanic is better than poison. Let him summon Demonettes when he fucking kills a unit, dude. Is that crazy? Is bringing 90 points of models down after he kills a unit the one time he's going to do that before he dies? Is that broken? Angron came back. Angron's worth way more than 90 points. I've seen suggestions that like he should heal. He should have like a lifesteal mechanic where he heals. But that one might be a bit too strong. But like, I don't know.
I suppose it depends how durable he is, right? Because if he's like, it depends. Yeah,
it's astounding. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let him do. He's the nimble Primarch. He's the fast Primarch. Dude, he's so agile. He's so elegant. He's the king of the pageant. He can't leave your base. You can't move him anywhere. He's got. Why is Flyer demerit? I've not played. Like, I've only just started playing for the first time in like years. Why is Flyer demerit now, dude? Flyer was the most broken keyword forever. Right? I get it. Right? Nerf Fly a little bit. Honestly, why can't I use my models with Fly anymore?
Honestly, the weirdest part about Fly in 10th is that it's a really, really positive keyword if you're infantry. It's only like detrimental, air quotes, if you're like a monster or a vehicle, because if you're infantry, you just move through everything.
Yeah, well, that's great for the Admech and their weirdly broken flying guys, and I guess Blood. Yeah, well done, Blood Angel.
The Blood Angel state sheet that's better.
Every army in the game should not have to pay the ultimate price because they modeled their models with wings, dude. Like, wings are so cool. And I do get it. I've always hated flying just being like so broken. Fly's always been broken, but like, let it be like a fixed cost, dude. Like -2 to movement, maybe even -4 to movement, right? Like, most models that fly over terrain, they can't even make it to the other side.
Well, weirdly, the thing about Fulgrim that bothers me isn't the fact that it's fly specifically, but the fact he has that rule that lets you move through 4 inches of lower terrain. And if you go to like almost any like tournament or competitive format, like, there's so few pieces of terrain. Even on, I
think in the format, I think in UKTC, there's literally 0.
I think maybe that one building with the 2 corner pieces might be, but I'm not entirely sure. That might be slightly taller.
It's just such a sad state for your Primarch. It's a Primarch, dude.
Imagine your Primarch having the same rules problems as the Dune Crawler. It's the same data sheet rule.
See, that one's also sad because Dune Crawlers, like, I don't know if this. Okay, actually, I think I was misremembering. I think I was confusing the Dune Crawler from the Halo Scarab. But like, aren't Dune Crawlers literally designed to like go over like terrain, like, go over buildings and stuff?
Yeah. The rule's called scuttling war coordinates. You can move over terrain that's 4 inches or less, and like other vehicles and infantry, I think, or something like that.
Man. Why, dude? The models that are literally designed to be the most agile are the models that you can move the least currently. It's such a weird set of rules. You like, and I know like they're like they're a British company, right? British people like to cheap out at every opportunity we get, right? It's in our DNA, right? We raised cities to lower taxes, right? Just hire a couple more games designers, dude. It's a game. I know it's models, but like there's a game attached to it. You can do a couple more games designers, surely. Sorry, I'm getting angry. Oh man,
No, you're fine. Shall we move on from Folding quickly, I guess?
Yeah.
So I guess to cycle
For
back
the
to
record, because I know a couple people are gonna like have played Fulgrim and it wasn't that bad. I mostly played him as like first. He was like 430 points. I don't know where he's at.
I think I think at the start of not the edition when the Codex first came out, I think he was more expensive than 2 Winged Demon Princes.
Yeah, he was. It was insane.
Yeah. I guess oh, sorry, yeah.
He was more expensive than every Imperial Knight. I remember that.
That's because they went down in points, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's quite funny.
It was, yeah, painful.
I guess it's like back to a thought you were having earlier before we moved on to Fulgrim. The triple Land Raider thing is quite a funny thought because have you seen what current Custodes players are doing?
Last time I looked at Custodes, they were playing that like Forge World tank, like the Grav tank.
No, so right now I think someone just either won or came second place at a tournament with them or something like a big GT. And their list is 3 Land Raiders and then like 6 squads of Custodian guards and then like a couple trap units, and that's the entire list.
That's kind of funny.
It is very funny.
Is the Custodian Land Raider 220 as well?
It is also 220. I don't know if there's any rules differences. I couldn't tell you. I think they're just taking it because it's cheap and durable, and they're just putting
it's so cheap for a Land Raider, right? I believe the start of this edition. I didn't play at the very start. Land Raiders were like meta, right?
I don't actually know.
Because as long as I've been looking at this hobby, Land Raiders have been terrible. Every time I look, they're like bad.
Wait, was this when the Redeemer was really good in Grey Knights or something at the start of the edition?
Something like that. I do remember talk of Land Raiders being good. But like I'm looking at this data sheet and like 220, I don't even see a flaw other than this model's too big.
I think the 2 big issues, especially in Emperor's Children specifically, I think, is the low like shot count, because you get basically 4 last cannon shots, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a big amount of anti-tank. It's not really consistent as the issue, because you're hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s most of the time, so you're going to drop like...
It's not consistent, but like, what other anti-tank options does the army even have?
Oh, not much.
Right? Flawless blades, but like flawless blades have to go into melee, right? This is at range. We don't even have a single ranged gun other than our Land Raider. I'm spoiling my London GT video, but like I don't mind. It's too interesting, I think. I thought I was onto a bomb, right? I thought I was gonna read. This is so embarrassing to even admit, because I'm being honest, I'm being genuine. I thought I was gonna redefine Emperor's Children. Just as I was like making my list, I was like, I decided I was gonna play Emperor's Children. No, I decided I was gonna play Imperial Knights, because that month of defeats just ruined me, right? I was like, I don't want to have to keep bouncing off Knights and Death Guard and tanks. So I was like, I'm going to play Imperial Knights. They just got their codex and it looked great. I was testing Spearhead Arms. And that's like the armature detachment. I love armatures. And I was playing it and I was finally winning. I was winning a bunch of games. Granted, Knights were good. Although I think the Imperial Knights codex ended up being really overhyped, right? I think Knights are actually struggling quite a bit.
I think that was because they actually gave it some nerfs before it dropped. Like they did like digital nerfs. It was a bit like the Votan thing from 9th or something.
But I was playing that and I love Helverins. Like Helverin, I built my whole list around nothing but Helverins. It was great. But like I eventually, I think on the day I uploaded my list, I was like, I can't not take Emperor's Children. It's just wrong. And I had like an hour to build a list. And then I remembered that like Emperor's Children can take Helverins. Like you've got like the Chaos Helverins, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, well, they're not going to be as good as the Imperial Knights one. These Helverins have been insane. And I look, and it's the same data sheet. Everything's the same weapons, but it was 10 points cheaper. And I was like, oh my god, how is no one talking about this? This is revolutionary, dude. I've fixed the biggest problem in Emperor's Children, which isn't even a problem if you're good at the game, but I'm not. So like I need like a ranged option. So I was like, I dropped the noise rings. I brought one squad because they're too good not to be one of. And I brought 3. I don't remember what they're called in Chaos, but I brought Hellfrins, 3 Hellfrins.
Yeah, is this the autocannon one?
Yeah. I think it's like
Yeah.
a executioner. They were miserable. I don't know why they didn't work, but they just did not work. They bounced off everything. They were so useless the entire event. It was not my magnum. I did not. Spoilers. I did not redefine the Emperor's Children meta.
Oh no. All those people that got an hour and a half into this video have been spoiled for your video. I guess the big thing there is that being autocannons, they're what, strength 9, 81, damage 3?
Yeah, and I was kind of missing. It's stupid. It's embarrassing that I didn't pick up this, but I kind of missed that I was giving all the Helverins +1 AP and like sustain hits. Turns out that's actually a significant boost in damage.
Wait, what gives them that? Is that they shoot a wall?
It's in the spearhead one. You can give your oath to 3 targets, and it's the warden and the castigator that have that rule.
Oh right, so you don't get that in the Emperor's Children ally. Gotcha.
Technically different rules, and just give everything that.
Right. Yeah, because I was mentally like, when you were talking about that, comparing them to the Blastmasters, I'm like, the Blastmasters have 1 higher strength, 1 higher AP, and ignore cover.
Yeah, but they're 18 inches.
They are 18 inches.
I don't like about them. Like I have no way to, and like on in UKTC, or at least what we were playing at London, there were these like gaping fucking assholes across every single map, dude. Like there were these like bowling alleys just placed up in every map, and I was like, I want a way to like do something here.
But don't worry, they fixed that. They added the 5 by 5 inch square.
Yeah. No, I'm not very good at gauging whether a unit's good or not.
Oh, that's completely fair. I mean, it's definitely interesting to hear like different experiences. Though I don't know of many people that have tried playing Armatures and EC, as far as I know. I'm sure people have. It's just nothing I've seen talked about that much.
They really...
You're like, don't make my mistake, guys.
No, dude, and like I was like, dude, that's so much better because not only are they cheaper, I can prop coteries, dude. I'm gonna be scoring so many points. No, they just bounce off everything.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
I learned the hard way. The AP1 is actually AP0.
Yes, cover is everywhere in 10th. I think is the big takeaway there. Okay. Well, I guess I think we've covered most things here. Unless there's anything you want to add as like a final point.
I do love the army. I feel like every time I've ever spoke about Emperor's Children, it's in a weirdly negative light. Right? Like they're my favorite army in the game. I love them dearly. I'm having a bit of an AdMech arc at the moment, and I'll always love my knights as well. But like, I don't know. They're my army. I do love them. I think I'm just bad, and I'm getting mad about it. I think that's my final takeaway about Emperor's Children.
I guess the thing I'll add to that though is it's very common for people that are passionate about things to be the ones that criticize them the most.
Yeah. That's true. I feel like I've not been remotely as critical about the new Imperial Knights book. Maybe it's just designed better. Probably not. It's knights are never designed well.
I think there's some interesting rules going on there, at least.
I do love Spearhead at Arms. They're the great detachment.
I actually haven't played against it yet, to be honest. Okay.
Well, I feel like it squeezes a lot of depth out of a book that should be very shallow.
Yeah, it's not like a high depth of data sheets, is it? But I guess that's a different subject because okay, I'll round up the video. So thanks again for coming on, especially on such short notice. For context, you've just jumped onto this like the same day of me messaging you about this.
Yep, I apologize for being so rambly. I'm not very good at stringing sentences together. I actually have a very bad stutter, and I think I did a very good job of keeping that out of this. So you can all comment how good I did. You can all tell me how amazing I've spoken.
I mean, it's been very, very lovely to have you on. So I guess go down below. I mean, I should be using YouTube collab for this. So if we are, both of our channels will be down in the description. If you've made it this far into the video, please go down, check out both of our channels, and do the standard YouTube pleasantries. Thanks for coming along, Shagra, and thanks to anyone below who's managed to make it this far into the video.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.